Well, good morning again, everybody. Renee here, and thanks for joining me today in my office instead of my back porch. Hope that doesn't disappoint you, but the back porch is getting a little dark and a little wet. And so I decided I'd be in my office for most of this week as I join you during these morning Devos. We are on day 30 of our immersion in the amazing book of Acts. I hope you're getting into it. As always, these very short video devos are just summaries of the book chapter for the day, and I hope you dig into today's reading in your book and read Acts chapter 16 too. It is an amazing, riveting story, but as I shared in the weekend services a couple of days ago, the most amazing part of this whole adventure to me is Paul and Silas singing at midnight in jail. Just put yourself in their sandals. They've been unjustly imprisoned, tortured. Your plans are derailed. You've experienced a humiliating, embarrassing trial. They were stripped naked and they were tortured, and now they are in the dark, and Luke says it is at midnight. Midnight. To me, that is when all my problems seem worse, right? In the middle of the night. And yet, what are they doing? It says Paul and Silas were singing praises at midnight in the jail. And that just shows me something that it's almost become a cliche, but it is so worthwhile to notice again. Make it a habit to always praise God, to give thanks to God, to practice gratitude, even in the hard times. I want to read you something. I was reading an article on UC Berkeley's website today by Robert Emmons. He is the world's leading scientific expert on gratitude. Now, his team at UC Berkeley has studied literally thousands of people and studied the effects of gratitude on them. Here's what they do. They ask these people to keep a journal about their emotions. They ask them to take their blood pressure, and they do immune system checks and so on for 3 weeks before they practice gratitude. And then they ask them to keep a gratitude journal, and every single day for 3 weeks, write down something that they're thankful for. Here is what they discover. At the end of the 3 weeks, where every day they're giving thanks for something, these same people have stronger immune systems. They are less bothered by aches and pains. Doesn't that sound good? They have lower blood pressure. They sleep longer and feel more refreshed upon waking. They have more optimism and report higher happiness. They are more helpful and generous to others. They're more forgiving. They're more outgoing, and they feel less lonely. And the only thing that changed in their lives is that they were grateful. Listen, gratitude doesn't mean that life is perfect. It doesn't ignore complaints, but it encourages you, even if you're going through tough times, to identify some amount of goodness in your life. And another benefit of gratitude that Robert Emmons from Berkeley actually points out is it makes you recognize that the sources of goodness in your life are often not stemming from yourself. The sources of bad things in your life are out of your control, but the sources of good things in your life come from outside of your control as well. In other words, you are being trained to recognize God's grace in your life. So be like Paul today. No matter what happens today or at midnight tonight, sing praises to God. Give thanks to God for something that He is doing in your life, even in the midst of the tough times. Hey, thanks again for joining us, and God willing, we will see you tomorrow morning.